Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Covering both sides of the big issues with the analysis you trust on News Radio 1040 WHO.
Delighted to welcome back to the show the patent professor. His name is John Rizvi. How you doing, John?
Always a pleasure to be here.
Always good to have you. So today we're going to talk a little frivolous lawsuits. I've done a little bit of this, and it seems to get sillier and sillier. So we had Hershey. They were sued for $5 million because on the packaging of their pumpkins, their peanut butter pumpkins, there were little faces carved out of the chocolate. When you opened it up, there were no eye holes. So someone thought that was worth $5 million. Someone suing Buffalo Wild Wings, saying that the claim of boneless wings is fake because they are not in fact wings, to which most of us would be going, duh. But that's worth some money as well. And now we've got the latest one, which is someone is suing Cold Stone Creamery over their pistachio ice cream because it does not contain pistachios. What is going on? You lawyers give yourselves a bad rep, you know.
Yeah, well, in our defense, the Buffalo Wild Wings case ended up being dismissed. But you do have a valid point. Some of these cases, even if they don't get that far, they're still expensive, right? There's still litigation. There's lawyers have to be involved.
And paid.
The poor company and paid, and the poor company has to step in and defend. But it's not always clear cut. And these the flavor cases, I call them, they're tricky because it all comes down to what the reasonably intelligent, educated consumer would expect. And there's some cases that show that, for example, vanilla is no longer seen as being vanilla extract. So the fact that there's no real vanilla, it's consumers see it as a flavor. Mm-hmm. And chocolate is the same way. Strawberry has been found just to be a flavor, not a promise that the ice cream or whatever it is has actual strawberries. But once you start getting to more exotic fruit, then it gets tricky. Like there's a case still going against Starbucks for mango dragon fruit lemonade because the lawsuit claims that there's no actual fruit. And sure enough, you have, once you have the fruit flavor lawsuits, what's going to come next? And that's what we're seeing here with pistachio. So, and I don't know if that's what gave this plaintiff confidence, thinking, hey, you know what, Starbucks, and the Starbucks case wasn't dismissed, by the way. It's still going through, so that might have given this pistachio plaintiff some confidence. That, you know what,
is the Hershey's cute face case still going on? I spoke to that lawyer. I had that lawyer on the show. He was very aggressive in defending his client, who was horrified that there was no face on the Reese's peanut butter pumpkins.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still going on, but the plaintiffs still have to show damages. So I'm a little baffled as to, so what you might say, well, what's the damages in the Starbucks case? Well, in that case, the plaintiffs claimed that if they knew they were not going to get real fruit, they would have purchased from something that would be substantially lower in price, and they paid a premium thinking that it was real fruit. And that the same thing with the Buffalo Wings case. The plaintiff's claim was wing meat is way more expensive than breast meat, and they thought boneless wings was the meat coming from the wings, and therefore they paid more than they otherwise would have paid. Now, I don't know what the argument is with the chocolate and the pumpkin face. Like, did they pay extra? Is that their claim, that they paid extra because
they claim it's worth $5 million is what they claim. But here's the thing, right? I mean, is this people sat at home thinking, "Ooh, I wonder if there's any pistachios in this," and then they get hold of a lawyer, or is this lawyers out there saying, "Hey, you know that pistachio ice cream you just had? There's no pistachios in it. Call me 800. I'll sue." Which way round is it? I don't even know.
Yeah, so I mean, it's funny you say, are they at home sitting around? Because in this pistachio ice cream case, the company claims that all of their ingredients are listed on their website, and the plaintiff claims that she knew the ingredients were on the website, that she purchased, left the store, ate the ice cream, went home, and later logged on and saw that it doesn't have any real pistachio. So that makes it even a little odder, because the company claims that they're not hiding anything. Their ingredients are on their website,
I just can't wrap my head around wrap my head around the process. So here's this woman. She orders some pistachio ice cream, and she goes home, and she then decides to look at the ingredients, and it's like, I need a lawyer. I am like maybe the least litigious person you're ever going to talk to, John. So I'm kind of a lawyer's worst nightmare. I really am. In fact, this is a true story. Okay, this is a true story. Once upon a time, I had to have back surgery, and they used non-sterile instruments on my back. I didn't know this at the time. It took me 6 months to find it out. They gave me an instant massive infection. They had to reopen me up 6 days after they opened me up the first time to quite literally save my life. And the infection built up behind my my left ear and blew out my eardrum from the inside, right? All that happened. All that's true. 100% true. And when I eventually found out about it, I'm like, well, what's the process? How is this even possible? This was in a #1 trauma hospital in a major American city, right? How's this even possible that this could happen? Anyway, eventually I decided I was going to sue him because I really wanted to make sure it didn't happen again. And I also went through hell and back. Okay. Now, being able to find a lawyer that would sue a hospital and not the surgeon, near impossible. I'm like, I'm not suing the surgeon. He didn't do anything wrong. Is he supposed to walk into the OR and say, are the instruments sterile? Because I don't think that's reasonable. And so I wouldn't sue him. So it took me forever to find a lawyer that would go after the hospital and not the surgeon. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, wow. Wow, and that's certainly way more harm than not seeing the eyes and mouth on a Reese's peanut butter.
My producer has just checked that Hershey's thing is apparently still ongoing for $5 million. Crazy world. All right, well, John Rizvi is the patent professor. Let me check in with Will, my producer. Have you invented anything yet, Will?
Have I invented anything?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
well, maybe I've invented how to eat 2 Big Macs
No,
at
that's
once,
not a thing. If you ever invent something, keep John's number. He is the patent professor. You need to protect your rights going forward. If you want to find out more about John, well, that is how you do it, really. The patentprofessor.com. The patentprofessor.com. We love talking to you, John, even when we talk weird stuff like this.
And there's plenty of weird stuff. Pretty much almost every time I come on, it
really is.
But that's just the nature of things. And I think you said, Will, something about 2 Big Macs, but you don't hold a candle to Joey Chestnut and his 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Yes.
So,
have you completely unrelated to anything we've just discussed, except that? Have you ever seen a competitive eater eat right in front of your eyes? Have you ever seen someone do it?
Just on television, not you mean in real life?
In real life, yes.
No.
So we have a chain of barbecue restaurants here in Iowa, and there was a teeny tiny lady that went around all of them and took on their big challenge, which if you or I went in, I think they give you 15 minutes to eat it all. If you can eat it all, it's free. Anyway, she ate it all in like 2 minutes and some seconds. It's just unbelievable and makes you want to throw up, frankly. So there you go.
I always wondered if they had how do you feel if you're come in second, right? The guy that ate 7, he doesn't win, but what do you get for 75 hot dogs instead of 76? What do you get for second place? I guess.
Think you get the same stomachache, actually. But there you go. John Rizvi, always a pleasure. You take care. We'll talk again soon, my friend, all right?
Take care.
Take care.